In order to create rubrics for grading in Canvas, you have two options. You can actually create them within an assessment itself, an assignment itself, or you can just go in and create a rubric that can be added to any assessment or assignment that you do later. So I wanted to just show you how to do that where it's a standalone rubric, because I feel like that takes a little pressure off of you when you're creating a quiz or an assessment if you've already spent time just working on the rubric itself. So in order to do that, also when you add them in and as you're doing an assignment, you have to make sure you click on the right button to submit it and add it, or it will not add it. And it takes a lot of work to set these rubrics up for the first time. The nice thing is once they're set up, they're there to use forever. So in order to do this in any course, you would go to Outcomes and then Manage Rubrics. And this is where you can add a rubric into what you're already doing. So for instance, in my opinion, a lot of times what that might mean is maybe year one, I have 3 different rubrics that are very generic that allows me to grade any paper or assessment, so that I'm not spending my time creating rubrics over and over again. So I would suggest making your rubrics as generic as possible. So in other words, if part of your assessment of an assignment that you've placed on your students is, did they use technology well in the presentation? Don't say specific technology, just say use technology well, so that you haven't tied yourself into a rubric that can't be used for other things. So I just think that's one way to kind of make that a little bit easier for you in terms of creating these rubrics the first time. Your outcomes are things that are out there already. For instance, I've put in outcomes that are tied to the technology outcomes that we want for our students. So I can go in and I can tie this to the outcome that we want to see happening with technology at CCS. So that kind of helps you in terms of a standard that you're trying to reach or an outcome that you're trying to reach. You can attach it right there and then grow the rubric from that aspect.